Yo, what's poppin'? What's going on? Wallow J here with Miguelino and our other co-host, Egg. Chris is missing. He's, somewhere trying to get internet from Georgia, somewhere in Atlanta, because he can't get on. But we have the coaches backstage. We're almost ready to start making the picks for PGF Season 4. So, guys, excited? I'm excited. Are you guys excited? I know you guys can't see me too well because the light on me is shit.
Oh, your
right now,
background's so fancy, bro.
Yeah,
I can't even tell your reaction.
But I'm excited. Are you guys excited?
Are you kidding me? I'm pumped. I'm
Oh,
ecstatic.
Egg is the least excited I've ever seen him in my life. Look at that. He's so chill. He's just like nonchalant about it.
Man, we're pumped. This is what we're all about, man. We're the PGF insiders, and we're on the cusp of season 4. Now we're about to see what the teams are, so we can get this quintet battle going. I mean, yeah, super excited.
All right. Well, listen. Why don't you guys talk about the board? I'm gonna go backstage, and as soon as the coach is ready to, make their pick, I'll bring him on.
No, outstanding. It's a little bit of background for everyone. Obviously, PGF Season 4 starts 26 October. It's going to be the main regular season is going to be 26, 27, 28 October. It's going to be live at noon Central Time on Brandon McCatherine's YouTube channel. This season, we have 24 155-pound or under gentlemen, and we have 8 135-pound ladies, and we're going to have 4 teams. So we have the coaches will be hopping on here in a second making their picks, but each team will be able to pick 6 gentlemen and 2 ladies, and it's all mixed up. So if they want to pick a lady first, boom, they got them. But it's going to be exciting because each team, we're going to have 2 quintet-style matches a night. So we're going to have the 2 ladies on each team. We'll do a round robin, so we'll have 2 ladies matches, and then we'll have the quintet amongst the gentlemen, and then 2 ladies matches to finish off the match. I mean, Miggy, you want to tell them a little bit about quintet?
So quintet style is going to be like your standard. What was the name of the promotion? Quintet, right?
It was quintet, actually. Yeah.
Quintet. So, what we're going to have 2 teams of 5, along with females. And what will happen is you start on a roster of 5 guys. The order, I believe, will change every night to hopefully guarantee that guys get matches. So you'll have 1 guy versus 1 guy, and it'll go until a team is completely eliminated.
So it's kind of a king of the hill type of thing. If you win, you stay, which, could change the calculus as far as, going between kills and chokes, because PGF standard rules are applying as far as scoring. So a kill gets you 6 points, which is any type of choke. A break gets you 3 points, which is any type of joint lock. However, if you can get a joint lock quickly using the elbow genie rule, that 4 points also saving your endurance for that next match. That could be key. I mean, what do you think, me? Do you still go for the kill, or do you think you just go for a quick break?
Now you go for the kill because you want to be as fresh as you can, right, to give your teammates a chance, so they don't have to hop in, I guess, when they're least expecting it. Although they should be expecting it the whole time the match is going on. You don't want to be the guy that's kind of chilling a little too much, not staying warm, and then next thing you know, you're up. So yeah, definitely you want to try and knock out your opponent as soon as you can, because not only do you get bonus points, you get slightly bit of recovery time, right? Instead of going through a whole match just to be thrown into the next one.
That's right. And, it's going to be very interesting also to see, because of the quintet format and setting up the lineup, that's going to be huge this year. And the coaches are about to hop on here with their picks. They're going to have the fate of their players in their hands, because depending on how they set up the lineup, some players might not get as many chances for matches. And if you have less chances for matches, that means less chances for points, less chances to make that postseason, because on 29 October, the top 8 gentlemen will be in the postseason tournament. That's going to be, pardon me, they changed the name of the church, and I screwed that one up because it was Epic Church. I forgot what it is now changed names, but all the matches this season will be where the postseason tournaments have been held at Epic Church. But it's a very nice setup. It's going to be a very good production value for everyone. It's going to be quite a thing. I think right now, Kemoy Anderson is on the clock. Yeah, he was a season 2 PGF veteran. He is a brown belt, and I'm sorry, the Becoming Church. Thank you. That's the church name now. But Kemoy, tried and true, super competitor out there all the time. Just slaying people. Has multiple titles. After him, the next one up will be Caleb McCalister, who we all know from PGF Season 1 and 3, PGF Season 1 runner-up, PGF Season 3 made the postseason, but they had to pull out, I believe, in injury issues. But on there, it was phenomenal to see how he coached other players. And so I think that speaks very highly of him and his ability to coach people up. And actually, he has one of his students that's going to be in this draft. After him, Nick Chewy Albin from Jiu-Jitsu will be the third pick. I mean, if you're on YouTube, well, then you know Jiu-Jitsu. And of course, the winner of last year's season, the winning coach, Coach Sean Applegate, 10th Planet Atlanta. I just know he's got some strategies out there that is going to run circles around Egghead, my mind. So I'm very interested in seeing who he picks. Oh, looks like we got the first pick ready.
All right. Do I just put it in the chat or I just say it out right here?
Say it out loud.
Hey, you're right here, man. So with the number one pick, Kemoy Anderson picks.
My first pick gonna be female Joanie Chamberlain. I don't know if I said her name wrong or not.
Joanie Chamberlain, very right. Coach JoJo, black belt. She's also a gym owner and also trains at 10th Planet Atlanta as well on the side. She just won the 10th Planet qualifier for the upcoming Medusa. It's going to be happening actually just a few days before the PGF. And in that qualifier, she got all submissions in regulation. Hey, I think you just bought yourself 2 submission victories every match. So well played, sir.
Bang, bang.
Here, Wallow has some
background track for us going. Yeah, so something we can see that Joanie has, which I like to say a lot, is one of my favorite words, experience. So it'll be fun to see what she does this season.
Yeah. I mean, you follow her Instagram, that Coach JoJo. She was talking about it. She was kind of downplaying it, saying, "Hey, oh look, I got another chair sit to Rena Kachuk." Well, hey, that scores you points. Again, those chokes, that's 6 points. For the team each time they get that. And in a quintet format, I think we've seen that at the professional level. There's a lot of draws. I mean, in the latest Polaris competitions where they've used quintet format. Submissions have been very rare. So, if you get 2 submissions for your team a night, that puts them in a very nice position.
So, Ed, can you do me a favor? Can you remind the people again, the ladies get how many matches a night?
2. And I screwed that up in one of my posts. Because right now you have 2 quintet matches. And I said, we're using the word match multiple times, but so for instance, you'd have Kemoy's team versus Sean Applegate's team. And then, for the second quintet match, you'd have Chewy's team versus Caleb's team. And that's one night. So 2 quintet setups. And so, again, the ladies are doing a round robin thing. So each lady would face the other 2 ladies on the other team. So they'll get 2 matches. But again, because of the quintet format, those 2 matches are guaranteed. And also they get a rest in between. Oh, looks like we have the second. The pick is in, second pick. Caleb McCalister with the second pick. Who do you have?
For the second pick and my first pick, I am going with Mr. Isaac Cordova.
Very nice. And what made you pick him?
Combination of different things. A lot of it has to do with how experienced he is versus high-level competition. He puts on a very fast pace, has a great gas tank, which will matter a lot in this format. He is well-rounded, which makes my job as a coach much easier because I can game plan for his opponent's weaknesses when he's good at a lot of different things. And he's also very challenging to leg lock, which in a season full of very dangerous leg lockers is going to be important.
Well said, sir. I mean, but, knowing your competitive nature, I think we talked a little bit about behind the scenes. I mean, you've been working on this for weeks, if not months.
Absolutely. When I was originally cornering my student, Jacob Mashburn, I was, of course, studying all of his potential opponents starting months ago, and then continuing that as I knew I was going to be a coach. My job is to know all 30, I believe it is, of these guys and girls better than they know their own games.
There you go. Well, outstanding, sir. Well, we look forward to your next pick, but I believe we have the next pick. So we get Chewy on here.
Hey, let me do my thing.
Oh,
When I put it up there, that's when
oh.
he's ready, my friend. All right, you just be you. I got this, my bro.
The most scandalous season yet.
My bad,
Man. Season 4's theme. Everybody's mad at Egghead.
Right?
Just
Finally, it's caught up to him.
My bad. All right, outstanding. So, I mean, pardon me, Caleb, but do you think your experience having competed in the PGF gives you some extra insight in how to coach up your players?
I definitely think it's going to be an added wrinkle that not every coach would necessarily have, having not only competed on it, but having competed on it on a couple of different seasons, seeing how things can change from season to season in terms of the scoring, in terms of like what your priorities are strategically. I definitely think that's going to be something that's useful. Of course, I'm only these guys and girls coach for a week, but my job is to do everything I possibly can during that week to help them succeed to the absolute best of my ability.
Well, that's fair. I'm willing to bet he actually reaches out to them as soon as this day is over. I'm just going to guess that it's going to happen. What do you think, Miggy?
I think so too. He'd be like, "What up, playa? Welcome to the team." Have custom varsity jackets made from an everything.
I'm sorry, we have the next pick is in. So we have Chewy here. Who's your pick, sir?
It's going to be Nakaya Jackson.
And what made you pick her, sir?
I mean, she's a super tough competitor, and even like I was talking to one of the other competitors this morning, and we were kind of going over this idea about it. One of the things that I wanted to do was make sure that I got one of the tough females, the toughest females that I can early on, because they're guaranteed matches. And so if we're talking about points, I mean, that's an important thing. And it was funny you brought that up earlier. I was like, when we were talking beforehand, and it's like, that was something that was important. And I think she was one of the strongest picks in the female group. So I wanted to make sure that I got her if she was available, and I'm lucky that she was. And so I wanted to snag her up.
Yeah, outstanding. She's a 10th planet Decatur brown belt. At Medusa 2 was the runner-up, won the first Medusa 10th planet qualifiers, and just a super beast. So yeah, sure. you got a phenomenal pick, sir. Oh, coming up next soon, we have it's because it is a snake draft. We're gonna have Sean Applegate on here. He gets to pick twice in a row, and if you're fantasy football fans, it's actually a pretty nice spot to be in, because he's going to get two very highly competitive players. Miggy, any guesses where he's going to go?
My guess he's going to use that fantabulous blog post that we have for the little cheat sheet for getting picks. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, just gonna note for the record that the top 3 picks from Egghead's draft board have gone 1, 2, and 3. Not in that order, but
they've been picked.
But they've been picked. I said the
Hot
top
fire. 2. Eggheadwarrior.com for those that are interested. Go to the blog section and you'll find that post right up there.
Yeah. So, true enough. I mean, the coaches have agreed, and I'll note and give the commissioner some credit on his podcast. Lindsay and Brandon and Lindsay have a podcast now. They brought up the exact same point. That the guaranteed matches really weighs in favor of the top ladies. It makes them very attractive, dad pun intended, for this draft. So we'll see. I mean, yeah, I think. Well, what are you thinking, me? I mean, are you happy with the pick so far?
I mean, again, I'm not surprised since Egg had predicted this. So it's interesting because I'm just still waiting for the point where Egg gets caught off guard with the order of picks. Like,
I think
my man cracked the algorithm, but let's see it fail. There's some edge cases I feel like that might be happening in the near future. So
well, I mean,
to see where this deviates.
I mean, we saw what happened last season, right? I mean, Sean Applegate came in, he picked all his own guys. Oh,
Hey,
there he
look,
is.
He just popped up. You summoned him.
Hey, yo.
What up?
Said his name and he appears.
All right, boys.
So, Coach, are you ready for your picks?
Oh, yeah. So, in the first round, I'm going to take Steven Dana.
Ooh. And obviously, brown belt under you. I'm sorry, is he a purple or brown belt? I'm screwing that
He's
up.
purple.
Purple, I apologize. I'm giving a little extra credit because he's been into so many qualifiers. I just think he has a whole lot of experience. So once again, going with one of your guys, 10th Planet Atlanta guy. So is it going to work for you again?
Yeah. Last season, came in, just really wanted my guys. If I could have got a full team of my guys, I would have taken it. Because that was the idea. Like, we're gonna pull up. I'm just gonna pick my guys, and we're gonna win it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, not really there to like play the game and pick all these guys that should be good or whatever. Just there to see if my guys are good enough to beat everybody. You know what I mean?
It worked out for you last season.
Yeah, this season we didn't have I don't have that many guys at that weight, and so it didn't happen that way. But Steven's an easy pick for me. Steven is people just don't know about Steven, but they're gonna find out this season, just like Kevin Beering last season.
Oh yeah, I mean, to your credit, your first 5 picks, all of your main team made the playoffs. So you secured 5 out of 8 spots. So I'm not going to question your picks whatsoever. With Steven though, I mean, he's had a little bit of inconsistencies in the qualifiers, hasn't he not?
Yeah. So Steven is Steven's only been training a handful of years, same as all my guys. Really, they're from Atlanta. The guys that were on last season have only been training a couple years. Like, I think Beery been training like a year when he went on the season. So a lot of these guys haven't been training that long. And like for Steven, like the Atlanta qualifier, like he had like a really bad weight cut that I like kind of didn't know about until after the event. And he competed like the weekend before, and there was just all these things. And he did okay, but he didn't do great. And then in the last qualifier that he did, he was like, "Look, man, I really want to do this show." They invited, Brendan invited him anyway, and he was like, "I want to do this show, but I don't want to take like this pity invite. I'm gonna go win a qualifier," which is like, it's cool, man. Steven's just doing it to get better. He doesn't really, like getting invited wasn't really his main goal. Of course he wants to be on the show. So anyway, he was like, yeah. So I was like, well, this time, dude, you need to train for it for real and don't like fluff it off, And also, like, you should probably, diet a little bit instead of like trying to cut the night before. Like, this isn't professional MMA and all these other things. You're getting paid for this. Like, you should probably just do it the easy way, man. And he was like, all right. So he cuts his weight correctly, diets, goes in, smashes everyone, including an incredibly competitive brown belt from the West Coast. So. That's Steven.
Justin was tough.
That's Steven. Like the guy that was there, that's Steven. At the Atlanta qualifier, he was just down bad, which I know sounds like an excuse because I'm his coach, but let's just say like the best guys in our room like have a ton of trouble with Steven. You know what I'm saying? Like the best guys in our room. So
hey, obviously, Coach, you know him better than us, and definitely a G move to turn down the at-large bid and to say I'm going to win it myself. So mad props to him. So, snake draft, we got the second round starting off with you. So for pick number 5, who do you have?
I'm going to take Reese. I think his name is LaFever. I want to say LaFever. LaFever. There you go. I'm going to take Reese. The reason I'm taking Reese is because he trained with Gio for a long time, who was on the season. You guys know Gio. I have a lot of respect for Gio, and I've watched Reese compete a handful of times. Steven has fought Reese a couple times. I think Steven and Reese are 1-1 for matches, which says a lot to me about Reese. I know that Reese recently moved out and started training with the guys at New Wave, and I'm good friends with Taza and some of those guys, so I had a little bit of a peek at that. These two, I think Steven and Reese are the best 2 guys in the show.
Man, coming with that insider information.
No hate for the other guys. The other guys are great too. I just think those 2 guys are the absolute best 2 guys in the bracket.
Outstanding. So, coming up next will be Chewy with his pick. But I'll say, didn't follow my board, but I like your pick, sir. And obviously, you know how to win. So, you're going to be doing okay. So Are you a little upset you didn't get Joanie though?
I mean, it sucks because she's my student, but other than that, like, strategically, like, we'll be okay. But I definitely would have liked to have gotten her just because she's actually my student. You know what I mean?
Definitely, but I mean, obviously, a whole lot of respect to her going first overall.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, she's an animal. Like, she deserves it. So I mean, I knew that. Like, when I saw the thing come out and she was like ranked at number 2, I was like, well, Joanie, you're probably gonna get picked by somebody else. So, I'm sorry, but I mean, she deserves it. She works hard.
So we're going to see Sam Acord being picked by you next round. Oh.
Whoa.
Oh.
Wrong guy.
All right. So Chewy, you're on the board. Your second pick. Who you got?
Going to be David Garcia.
There you go. And any extra insider info or what made you pick him, sir?
So again, there's if I get my next guy, then we were game planning. There were a couple people that we wanted to get, and he was one of them. If we could get him, he super good, obviously. And then watching some of his matches with some pretty tough competition out there, like Frank Rosenthal and things like that. I was like that. I think he was. It's one of those things where when you look at, like, when you're putting the top tier, it's like there's so many people that, like, you could just interchangeably kind of put them around. And I think he was one of the top picks. And so, from looking at him with me and one of my other black belts, that was one of the guys we wanted to get. And so we wanted to snag him for the team.
Yeah, outstanding. I mean, him taking out Rosenthal was huge.
It's a big win.
That says a lot about him. Obviously don't have as much PGF footage of him because of, the missing qualifier and all, but all the other matches
Right.
I've seen, he's super heavy pressure. I actually, I actually got some video of him at the Atlanta qualifier from a parent because we're trying to stalk him that much. But he's intense. So good pick, sir.
Well, and like watching some of his matches, it's like, it doesn't, like some of the wins that he's had, they don't look like fluke wins. They look very like systematic. I mean, it was a very dominant win. It wasn't just like, he just somehow got this one-off kind of situation. It's like, it's a good win. And so I'm excited to have him on the team.
Yeah. I mean, you've probably seen him more than I have, but he's seems almost like a Hunter Culver from season 2. He has his system of how he likes to go after people. Comes with that heavy pressure, heavy passing, and seems like he gets to that back and gets that rear naked choke. Which, of course, hey, that's 6 points for your team. So that's huge.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So are you weighing more people? Are you trying to stay away from leg lockers? Are you going more towards those guys that are more biased towards the chokes, or what's your strategy?
Basically, it's not really, I don't have a strategy towards like one particular technique. Because again, I think a lot of the people in here, I mean, there's some that I don't think maybe have the best leg lock game, but I think that a lot of especially the top people, they have a good, well-rounded game. They may have their preference, but I think they have a well-rounded game that they can play from a lot of different places. And so, I'm going more off of the person that I want rather than a specific technique that I want. That's just me personally.
Well, that makes perfect sense. I think we're ready for our next pick.
Hello there.
Pick is in.
All right. With our next pick, we will be going with my old friend, my old opponent, Mr. Dane Leak.
Oh, there we go. So, black belt out of Clinch MMA out of Owasso, Oklahoma. PGF Season 3 alum. Gentleman has multiple ADCC qualifier wins, but surprisingly did not make the postseason last season. What do you think about that, Caleb?
I think everybody was surprised that he didn't make the postseason last season, but let's face it, it wasn't because he was, struggling in his matches. It was simply because the rule set took some time for him to adapt to, combined with the fact that he was on the small side for that season. So I think there's a few different factors that are going to play into him having an incredibly successful season this year. He's going to be on the bigger, stronger side for this season. He has been on an absolute tear since last season. If you look at his competition resume over the last year or so, I think his submission hunting has gotten very, very dangerous, where instead of just controlling positions, he can put people away, and he can do it with style now. And I think he's got a chip on his shoulder with something to prove after last season. So honestly, I'm surprised he's still here in the second round, but I'm very happy about it.
Very nice.
What do you think,
I do
Miggy?
have to point out, Caleb has gone down the board. Interesting. Following the draft order. That's
I think Miggy's just saying, Caleb, that great minds think alike, sir.
I'm just
Close.
trying to say that, Egg thinks now that he's like, well, Caleb picked this. Oh, man, I think I did it right. But now he got through the mind of Caleb.
Put it this way: there was a couple of things on the analysis board that I was like, "Come on, man! Like, don't give everything away." But we'll see. As we get into the mid rounds, that's where things get interesting. That's where the season is won or lost.
Yep,
Definitely, sir. And I definitely love your pick of Dane Leak. I completely agree with your analysis. This is his true weight class. We saw him just dominate at the Nashville qualifier. I think you're right. I think he's dialed it in for this type of competition now. He's going to do well for you, sir.
I think so. Thank you.
Yeah. So now we're going to have Kemoy coming up here in a second. He's going to get 2 picks in a row because it's a snake draft. It should be exciting to see who he gets and why. So what are you thinking, Miggy? Who's your best available in your analysis? Who do you want to see pick soon, or should be if you were a coach?
Someone I would like to see pick soon, and I wish he would have been ranked a little bit higher, is Mario, our buddy Mario. He's been we got next pick is in.
The pick is in. Kemoy Anderson, who you got?
All right. Let me get Anthony Molina. I don't know if I pronounced that right.
Anthony Molina Valdez.
There you go.
Yes, sir. Brown belt out of 10th Planet Miami. Dubbed the Sniper by Matt Elkins for going to that Fort Myers competition and just slaying everyone. So, Kemoy, what made you pick him?
Based on my research, he just looked like a top guy. He looked like a real killer, and that's what we're looking for in the quintet format. We need those killers that can go out there and just take people out.
I completely agree. That could be a guy you send out first round. I mean, as the first match, and he might take out 2-3 people for you. He does not hesitate. He's smooth. I mean, I saw him some of his movements standing up. I mean, it seems like he might have done some boxing back in the day or something because he is slick. What do you think, Biggie?
Yeah, no, definitely. Watching Anthony was pretty great. Definitely going to be excited to see how he is. Like Kemoy pointed out, that you need someone like this for the quintet, right? Whether it be someone able to go through a couple guys for your team, or someone that, let's say, they're later on in your roster. You want them to at least get have some insurance where they go for the kill and get you those points to keep your team on the board.
All right, so snake format, sir. Are you ready for your next pick?
Yes. My next pick will be Samson's a hustler.
Samson Phommabout. Yes, sir. A brown belt out of Sierra MMA out of Utah. Had an excellent showing in Nashville qualifier. Kemoy, what made you pick him?
He's a hustler. I need a hustler on my team. That's why.
Yeah, I kind of called him that because you do a little bit of research on him, and he has like a million business interests. He's always doing something. I saw him on his Instagram. He's actually out with Eli Knight right now and Fight to Fit, doing training, doing seminars. He's all over the place. He's training with all kinds of different camps. And as an MMA fighter, man is super athletic and very precise with his movements. I think he's going to surprise a whole lot of people. I mean, he gave Dane Leak everything he could hold in that Nashville qualifier. Good pick, sir. Any other thoughts on him, sir?
Yeah, based on my research, he just looks like a real solid guy, like somebody that would really put some points on the board for the team. Now,
obviously you're currently out of Austin. You're at El Paso beforehand, and he's up there in Utah. So do you guys compete any of the same circles? Some of the same people?
No, I never met him before in person. I don't have no business being in Utah, so no.
Not down with Utah very well. All right. Well, here in a second, we're going to have Caleb come back on for his next pick. But good choice. So Caleb will be coming up here in a second. All right. The next pick is in. Caleb, what you got?
Hello again. All right. With our next pick, another gentleman that I am surprised to see on the board, but I'm very happy about, my old friend, Mr. Mario Gayor.
Hell yeah.
There you go. Miggy, how about you tell us a little bit about Mario?
Yeah, so we've had a chance to see Mario grow right over the past few seasons. This is Mario's third season, right? It's his second. I already forgot.
It's his third because he was in season 1, 3, and now 4. He missed the big boy match in season 2.
Mm-hmm. There you go. So yeah, so Mario has a lot of experience coming in. We've seen him develop his leg lock's going to be a little beefier too as of lately. So it's definitely interesting to see what Mario can do this season, especially being closer to his natural weight, right? Because this is the one time where he's actually close, not having to eat more pizza slices than before.
Yeah, I knew some guys in wrestling back in the day that wore Doc Martens and had biscuits and gravy before weighing in. I might have been that guy, so I feel him a little bit. But hey, that's right. That's one of the reasons why we pushed for the 155. So people like Mario, Eric Longer coming up here later on, and Evan Dewitt that were undersized but had great jiu-jitsu could have some matches at their size. But sorry, we're kind of taking the mic away from you, Caleb. I mean, obviously, what made you pick him?
Well, combination of things. A lot of the same elements that I mentioned with a couple of my other picks. Like you said, he's going to be as strong or stronger than anybody he faces this season, which has not been the case in past seasons, and he was extremely successful even against larger opponents. He's also extremely well-rounded. He's a dangerous leg locker, but he's also good at a lot of other stuff, which with the quintet format and with the team format, it makes game planning a lot more fun when I have a guy who's good at multiple things and we can play the chess a lot more in depth that way. So I'm really excited, and Mario's an awesome guy, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Outstanding. I think we have we're ready for the next pick. Thank you, sir. So up next we got Chewy with his pick.
Yeah, I'm going to take Kaida Davis. She's one of my students here in Louisville, and she's super tough. She's she's really, really scrappy. But she's relatively, I guess you would say, she's like hasn't done a lot of competitions like recently until she started getting on this role here recently. And so she's getting better every time that she competes. And we've been working on some stuff in the gym. So I'm excited to see her get out there. And I had to pick, I got to pick, my student, because I want to be there to coach him no matter what. So.
Makes total sense. I mean, obviously we saw that work very well with Sean Applegate last season when he picked all of his people. But obviously, her strengths, weaknesses, how to utilize her, how to coach her up for against other people. That it makes total sense. She was very impressive in the Nashville qualifier. I mean, her and Anna. I'm going to say that the
crazy match.
Oh, phenomenal. But also, I mean, I think they're one of the reasons we have the female season still going, because there was a lull for a little bit, and that qualifier was so interesting and exciting, especially the matchups between those two. They really made an impression on everyone.
Yeah, and she hunts for the submission. I mean, that's what she's after. I mean, that's what she goes for. And so when you're talking about a format that rewards people for being submission hunters, that's the kind of people you want on your team.
And obviously super smart. I mean, working on her doctorate in clinical psychology. I mean, they talk about. I give Stephen A. a little fun because he says it's not a game of chess; it's a game of checkers. But either way, it's a thinking person's game.
Sure.
So I think that makes her probably make her much more coachable. Is she coachable? 100%.
Oh, she's great. I mean, she's very coachable. I mean, if you give her something, she's one of those people where you can give her something and we all know this, right? Like sometimes you can give a student, hey, go drill this, right? Because we know that drilling is good and whatever, go drill this. Some people they'll take it, some people they won't. Her, she'll go get her hundreds and hundreds of reps, no problem. You know what I mean? And then she'll come back into the gym, and even rolling with her, it's funny, because it's just one of those things. If you're a big guy, 200 plus pounds, if you're rolling with a smaller woman, sometimes you can kind of take it a little easier. I can't really do that with her, because if I do, she'll snap my arm off. I mean, it's not even a joke. I remember when I was talking to one of the big guys, he was 240 or something in the gym the other day, and he was talking about rolling with her, and he was like, man, I got to be careful. Because if I place my hand there anywhere on her body or whatever to try to push and whatever else, she'll just take it home with her. You know what I mean? And so she's super dangerous, and it's a fun role. So again, I wanted to make sure I got her on the team because it's exciting to see her grow as a competitor. She gets better every time, and so I want to be there with it.
The real question that Egg wanted to ask is she better than Evan?
I did not ask that for the record. I mean, I know she got picked before him. I did not say that, but.
Maybe we can have like a co-ed match one day, and we can find out. I no matter what that's I don't think it's really a bad thing. Evans got more experience, and he's got a great game, and those two work so well together. Like those two together, if you watch them, and they just sit there and like rep out drills like for hours, and they get their work in and stuff like that. So, Evans, it's been really good for her game to have like someone like that working with you specifically. It's been fantastic for her.
All right, outstanding. So coming up, we have Sean Applegate again, snake draft, so he gets to pick twice in a row. So excited to see if he keeps going with people he knows or if he goes with unknowns. What do you think, Miggy?
He's cracked your algorithm once, so we'll see what happens next.
Okay. And I actually have just been listening to this and can't actually believe that it's unfolding this way, but I've got Manning in the next round, of course. I kind of said it before this even started, wow, man, I can't believe Manning was ranked so low on the board. Surely he'll go sooner than that. Manning is a monster. Manning is regularly submitting black belts in competition, winning high-level tournaments. Manning is right behind Reese and Steven. Manning could be a black belt. Honestly, he could be a black. He's very, very good at jiu-jitsu. So Manning, easy choice.
Miggy, you want to say anything about the Manaconda?
The dude has experience. Dude's a killer, and crazy he's only a purple belt. So what belt is Reese? Is he brown or black, or is he also
Reese?
purple?
No, he's purple belt.
Let's say Sean had a purple squad, but no, never mind.
Yeah, I don't need the black belts, man.
No, but think about it. He chose to move himself, at the age of 19 out to Austin and train with New Wave. So good on him. Dedicating his life. But hey, what's your point? I felt it was criminal to put Manning that low. I agree. I did. I got it. But so just for everyone out there, if you don't remember, he had the second most points in the regular season last season at 170. He's good on the feet. He's good on top position, bottom position. He won a super fight at PGF season 2 finale. He's a killer. I don't know what happened other than Oils took him out and the finale of the Jacksonville qualifier, and so I had to put him where I put him. But good pick, sir. But you got 2 picks in a row, Coach. So who's your next pick?
For the next one, I'm gonna go with Maximus. So I don't this isn't someone I've interacted with a ton, Maximus. I just watched his matches from the qualifier, and obviously he actually fought one of my students not too long after that. He fought Steven at another tournament, and they had a pretty good back and forth match. Just really made me think a lot of the guy, and I just thought, looking at the list, I was like, man, I can't believe this guy hasn't gone yet. So in terms of strategy for quintet formats, this guy fits the slot. So Maximus and Manning, easy picks for that.
All right, outstanding. Gotta love the Rock Troll, and El Mac named him the Rock Troll. He had a kind of that half smile all the time. Gonna be a lot of fun. He's all about calling people out. But exactly concur with your analysis as far as he's gonna be going for that kill quick, and this can be great for quintet. He's things are lining up for you, sir.
Yeah, things are working out.
What do you think, Miggy?
Yeah, I think shows your board had some bias there that
Everyone has implicit bias, man. Everyone has it. Except the pick is in. So Chewy, guys, next pick. Who you got, sir?
I've got Evan Dewitt.
Uh-oh.
You probably saw that coming, maybe from the way I was talking about it last time about Kaida. But Evan's dangerous. He plays the legs. He's in the gym. He's in the gym with us every day training, and again, so he's one of my guys. So I gotta be there with him and gotta have him on the team.
No, outstanding. Makes complete sense. He's one of your guys, and he works so well, as you said, with Kaida. So I mean, you're putting together your team. We're almost going to have a team duel between Derby City and 10th Planet Atlanta over here.
Yeah, and he's a great guy. So he started training at our gym a couple of years ago. I guess it was during like 2020 when everything was going on, and he started training with us, and he's fit right in. You know, he's become like a great training partner, great coach to the guys as well, and he's helped. You know, it's interesting, like, you know, the gym, like the style of a gym, the whole thing is like an organism in itself. And like every time you add something, especially something with such a strong influence, you know, like a guy with a well-developed game, it like sort of stimulates and changes everything. And he's raised the level of the gym in a positive way. And so, again, just from training with him all the time, I wanted to make sure he was on the team so I could be there with him coaching. Like, I think, you know, Applegate kind of said it regardless, like, you know, we're playing the game. Yes. But at the end of the day, those are my people, and I would, you know, I'll go down with them or win with them either way. I don't care. I want to make sure that I'm there with them coaching. So
that's outstanding. Obviously, the Louisville Qualifier for PGF Season 3, he just exhibited phenomenal jiu-jitsu. Obviously, during Season 3, he had that horrific injury that first night, and so we didn't get to see a lot of him during the regular season. Was looking forward to it. But one of the things I really loved was when he got on the mic during the Nashville Qualifier. Just his commentary was spot on. Just showed a great mind for the game. Yeah. So he's gonna be a great teammate, sir.
Yeah, he's very much a. You know, they make that joke about like jiu-jitsu nerds, like guys that really get into it. He's definitely one of those guys. He definitely has a mind for it.
Outstanding.
I do have to share a comment from the commish real quick because it's funny. He's like, I know it's wrong, but I wanted Evan to go in the last round again.
Oh, well, I didn't say that. So let's just put that on the record. I did not say that. Although, you know, next time we see him, might poke a little bit of fun that Kaida went first. But you know, I already got a target on my back, so that's fine. Well, what do you think, Biggie? I mean, we got some people out there. Obviously, you already picked at me saying I got implicit bias over here. So if you don't agree with me, who do you think is the next couple, 2-3 people that should be picked?
Up next, I'm feeling a female getting picked. Someone just possibly getting picked. That's what I would go with, right? Get those guaranteed points, as we said earlier. The pick is in.
What's up, guys? In my next pick, I will be going with the killer, Miss Anna Kananj. Hopefully I'm saying the last name right, but I think we know who she is.
Yeah, he definitely kept Sean from getting another one of his students. She's the winner of the Nashville. Yeah, good job, sir. A winner of the Nashville Qualifier, had that hour-plus long match against Kaida Davis. Just a awesome jiu-jitsu. Should be a lot of fun to watch.
She is incredible jiu-jitsu. There's no question about that. You watch any of her matches, she doesn't make positional mistakes. Like, she is always centered. She's always balanced. She's always putting the right limb in the right place. And that's more impressive when you combine it with the fact that she has obviously an absolutely incredible gas tank, which for somebody like me whose whole game is weaponizing cardio, weaponizing pace, I have a ton of respect for. And you could definitely see in some of her matches, like she's got a killer instinct. She's got a mean streak, and I respect that very, very highly. So I'm also, you know, don't tell anybody, but I also have a lot of respect for her coaching pedigree or her coaching history. So yeah, she's a very, very, very dangerous pick, and I'm excited to have her on my team.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think she's probably had a number of rounds with Joanie Chamberland, so you might have an inside track.
So it's Joanie. Someone pointed it out in the comments. I meant to show it earlier. I feel bad now because I've had a chance to correct it, but I've not.
Coach JoJo. I'll go with that so I can't screw it up.
Easier to say.
Joanie, but Coach JoJo, my bad. Won't do it again. Anyways, Joanie, she might have some insight, you know, both training at 10th Planet Atlanta. So we'll see.
No, so, definitely smart, right, with Caleb's pick because, like you pointed out, right, a cardio machine. And what's different towards the ladies is they have those 2 guaranteed matches. So you definitely want someone that can perform in both of their matches a night because, you know, again, you don't want someone that could risk your team losing points just because they may be gassed out too early. So definitely a smart pick from Caleb.
No, and you know, he gave the respect. I mean, obviously, 10th Planet Atlanta puts out killers. So any product of Sean Applegate, has to get a lot of respect from you. You know, so looks like we got the next pick in.
Pick is in.
Kemoy.
Yeah, for my next pick, I'm gonna choose Emily Hauser. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Yeah,
Sounds right.
Cyanide.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah, I think she's on her way to Spain right now with USA Grappling. So obviously she came in and I believe she was the Chattanooga qualifier winner. She's a blue belt, but she was a black belt in karate. As I said, she qualified to go with USA Grappling, so she had some experience with wins against upper belts. So she's definitely gonna fight for you. What made you pick her, Kemoy?
She was just the next best female that was available. I needed one more female killer. As we know, the females, those are like guaranteed points right there. They compete the most. Based on my research, she looked like she'd be a good addition to the team.
Yeah,
Oh, and she's in the comments.
Yeah, she just saw the pick live.
Let's go.
There you go. So obviously Snake. Yeah, she's in Spain now. So, but she made sure to watch this so she can now, be on Rated R's team over here. There you go.
Do it.
So, Kemoy, obviously you got a second here to make your second pick. And while you're thinking about that, I'm kind of curious because obviously on my board, I got Noah Randolph and Matthew Boyles as my next two guys up. I mean, you guys know I'm probably a little biased about Boyles since we kind of, the PGF Insiders sponsored him for first qualifier season 3. They had a match in the Decatur qualifier, the first one. That was just phenomenal. I rewatched it this morning. A lot of fun. What do you think? Maybe out of those two, who would you pick first? Noah or Matthew?
Noah. But actually, I would go with Matty B. Matty B proved himself for us, right? At the qualifier, after getting a bid, he was like, "No, son, I'm gonna go at it and win it." He took Manning out in the finals, which is crazy to me, right? I don't think many of us expected it. But I also have to shout out the next female that I think should be picked is Tara. I'm surprised Tara is still available. Like, Tara's an OG.
I mean,
she has she's my favorite word, experience.
I mean, she's ADCC silver medalist twice. I mean, that's like, we have Craig Jones still on the board.
Right? Yeah, she was Craig Jones before there was Craig Jones.
I mean, like I said, 2 silvers ADCC. She was the top, female MMA in I think 2 weight classes in the world for a period of time. Okay, Kemoy, who are you picking over here?
My next pick will be Noah Randolph.
Oh, the stone-faced killer. All right, so you picked out the purple belt. Who's gonna have a little bit of a home field advantage? Noah Randolph out of 10th Planet Decatur. What made you pick him?
Like you said, hometown guy. He's gonna have a lot of supporters. He's gonna feed off that energy, and he looks like he's ready to kill. Like you said, it's stone-faced killer. Like I want killers on my team. I want guys that's coming out there to put on a show, that's ready to put some points on the board for the team.
Did you have a chance to roll with them at all while you're in Decatur for season 2?
No, I didn't really roll with anybody. I was just real focused on the tournament.
Oh, I got you. I think, after the finale, I know you're on the mats. I didn't know if he was out there. But, hey, great pick. I mean, Miggy, you've been a fan of his. We all have since season 1. What do you think?
I don't know what to think other than I love making the Noah jokes, and he's a champ for that. But now you've got a chance to see him grow because now he started off competing at 16 or 17 in the PGF, right?
16.
Something like that. And so that was
season 1.
2 years ago now. So that boy is turning into a man.
Yeah, he's a high school graduate
John
now.
Deere strength,
Yeah, I a very good pick. I mean, if he shows what he can do on the mats in the competition, you're gonna be very happy with this pick, Kemoy. But I think we got the next pick coming up here.
Yeah, interesting to see, right, how things are now starting to deviate from plan. Oh, the next pick is in.
What's up, guys? With our next pick, we have Mr. Egg's biggest fan, Miss Tara Larosa.
Hey!
Ooh, you, sir, just got a heck of a value pick there. Like we said.
Yes.
How about you? Explain how awesome she is.
Well, I think maybe the fact that I come from the MMA world means I know how good she is, and not everybody quite realizes. When I was coming up in the scene, fight MMA for 10 years, she was the name in women's MMA. before Ronda Rousey, before Gina Carano, Tara Larosa. She won everything there is to win in women's MMA. As you said, she has basically won everything there is to win or come close to it in female submission grappling as well. She is going to be an absolute bear for anybody to handle. You do not want to have that girl looking at you across the mat. I'm very, very excited to have her on my team.
Tara's
Ed,
watching.
you don't want her looking at you across the mat.
Yeah, no. Hey, speaking of that, I got to show. Right. So earlier, Tara mentioned, "LOL, this is all hilarious. Look for me to put someone to sleep as I stare their coach down." Just a few picks back. So she's here watching right now. And let's see her. So B-Max says, "No one Tara dropping that low in the locks is absolutely a steal." I also have some recent commentary from Tara. "Oh, so valuable. LOL. It was so damn valuable. I would have been picked earlier." No,
Well, I'll
you're a
tell you this
sleeper
right
pick,
now.
Tara. You're a
I thought there
sleeper
was a
pick.
very good chance that Tara could go number 1, or at the very least in the first round. I
Definitely
was
first
hoping
round.
that not everybody had done their homework on her, and I could kind of steal some value there. Thankfully, it worked out the way that I hoped, and I think the season is going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm seeing some promising stuff for you, Kayla. Look, here you go. She says everybody is getting choked. So excellent pick.
Tara, let's do it. Let's go.
And that's perfect. I mean, coming from a similar MMA background, be able to respect each other, kind of know, the MMA grappling game,
Yep.
and just knowing the intensity and the fire that, she is going to be out for heads.
Jiu-jitsu people don't like it when we come at them like that.
All right. So outstanding. We got Chewy up with the next pick.
The next pick is in.
I'm going with Wesley Carter.
All right. Staying close to home again, right? Because he's a Queen City product, so that's nearby.
Queen City. So he's good. He's shown his stuff previously when I was going over things with because Evan is there. He's going to be on the team, and we were going over things. He was one of those. He was, I guess, one of his main training partners back in the day, and he spoke really highly of him. And then being able to watch some of his stuff, I think he's a good pick. So I wanted to be able to snag it because again, it also along with the team, I want to have a little cohesive team there. So along with getting good picks, I want to have guys that can mesh well together and still have skills. So I think he was a good pick.
No, outstanding. He was the runner-up for season 3 Austin qualifier. Saw him again this season in the Decatur qualifier. It just always comes with a big motor. Brown belt, tons of experience.
He can he can play the leg game. He can wrestle. He can do stand-up. He can do pretty much anything you want him to do. So he's got a great style and he's versatile. So, what's up, cat? the cat's like, "Hey, what's up? You're doing something."
The cat concurs with your pick. He says, "Good job."
Yeah, I
boss."
think so.
Letting you know that you did a great pick. No, it's really interesting to see, right, how you're picking on building a team, right, focusing on that chemistry, which is something very huge, right, this upcoming season compared to what we've seen before, right? You want to have a team of killers where everything works out well, where they can communicate as well, where you're not having to do all the communication yourself. So very smart picks, Chewy.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I think completely correct. I mean, it was the Shark Week of Jiu-Jitsu last season, and now it's even more condensed. Because it's a quintet format. It's 3 days for the regular season. And being a true team sport now, being that quintet format, there's going to be a lot of possible angst, a lot of emotion, and having that chemistry. I think you hit it on the head, Miggy. I think that's going to pay a lot of dividends.
Definitely going to pay off. So just got some comments about Wesley. So Sticks and Stones, BJJ. Wesley fights hard. Then the commish says Wesley doesn't do social media, so I think people don't recognize how sharp he is.
We kept asking, like, "Hey man, you got an Instagram? You got nah, I'm good."
Off the great jiu-jitsu.
Oh, but Sticks and Stones BJJ had that great video come out recently where they had the wheel of submissions, where a guy he had to go up from a white belt to the pick is in. So we got Mr. Applegate, coach.
All right, boys. So now I'm gonna have to pick. I'm gonna start picking the women. So I'm gonna go with Brianna because a couple of reasons. Like number one, she trains out of 10th Planet Jacksonville. So 10th Planet Jacksonville has a pretty solid standard for skill. Obviously Manning is from there. If you watch competitive professional jiu-jitsu, you've definitely seen people from 10th Planet Jacksonville. Brian's trying to build something special out there. I believe in him. Brianna is a blue belt, but I believe so. I'm gonna pick Brianna.
No, she has some experience on the competitive scene, so she's been in the spotlights before. Obviously, you already picked her fiance, so you have one of the power couples, and they're going to be supportive of each other. And like I said, I thought it was interesting. She's an Orange Theory instructor, so I mean she's going to have a motor, so she'll be able to push that pace. So I think it's a good pick, sir.
Yep. So then, cool. After that, I'm gonna take Sam Acord. So Sam trains with me in Atlanta. He's came to me as a purple belt. You know, he's been with me for a little while. Sam is athletic, to say the least. He moves. You know, he moves. He's gonna do well in the season. You know, picking him like this late, I kind of figured like people were probably not gonna pay too much attention to him, so I kind of just left him kind of waiting in the wings. But he was a part of the original list, so the last one to complete it.
I alluded to it before, but his dad sent me the footage of him versus Garcia, and I was incorrect on my board. Well, I got some bad gouge from the commish, but Dave Garcia did not submit everyone at the Atlanta qualifier because Acord pushed it to a decision. So definitely shows the ability to defense.
Yeah, Sam's great, man. Super happy to have him. So I actually got my original list complete, so that worked out.
Nice.
The mastermind at it again.
Right. What makes it scary is Sean just busting a crazy riff right now. He's just talking about this, you know, just adds to the intensity right there. And plus, we can't forget Sam's wrist lock heard around the world.
Dude, that's the saltiest. Dude, we've had clips over the years. Our guys competing. I've had clips competing, whatever. But I've never seen such a salty reaction to a jiu-jitsu clip as that wrist lock clip. Like half the community is divided. Right. On that wrist lock clip, you know, like people that know him are like, I don't know, dog. That's kind of below the belt a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he had a match with that guy. Again, that guy has like a vendetta against him. They had a match, a fight to win, and the guy literally almost got disqualified for like striking Sam during the match. This is how.
Oh, I think I remember watching this. Yeah.
Yeah. Like literally, there were times in the match where like Sam like stands up, he just got kneed in the face or something, and he's like looking at me. And I'm like, bro, keep your eye on the prize, dude. Don't react to that. Like, we just got to win. Sam ended up choking him. Like, I think the guy just wore himself out trying to, like, flying knee Sam for half the match. So, you know.
I don't like it. That's, Coach Applegate likes it when a plan comes together. He needs a cigar over here.
So I think we for it instead.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, awesome. We got our next pick in the wings waiting.
Jiu-jitsu up.
I'm going with what's up, guys. I'm going back out with TJ Steinbech out of Gemini Fitness Combat in Colorado.
Yeah, I think you got a great value pick here. I think a lot of people don't know a lot about him. So what made you pick him?
In that, I think it's kind of that sort of thing. He doesn't have a ton of matches in PGF, so people maybe don't know about him. But looking through some of his other experience in other tournaments and things like that, he's a tough dude. And so looking at where we're getting to, I definitely wanted to snag him. So he's a tough competitor. I think I looked at some of his jiu-jitsu stuff on like Flow and elsewhere, and I think I found some MMA experience too. Which is a nice thing, because MMA develops a certain level of grit that you have to have. Not saying you can't get it elsewhere, but if you fought, that's a different thing. And but he's obviously a very good grappler, so I wanted to get him on there. And so you just know you're going to get a tough guy that can get after it. So. Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's also a gym owner. Obviously, you definitely know that takes a whole lot of guts as well. And so having to have to represent your whole team and also be able to, he's out there competing and coaching. So I think that speaks highly of him. It does, right? Because, you're in a position where we all know some people, and I don't necessarily mean this as a dig, but we all know some people that they get a gym, they become the head coach, and then they kind of like bow out and they stop competing or whatever because they don't want to look bad in front of their students. But it takes a certain amount of courage and tenacity to get out there, continue to compete, put it on the line in front of your students, win, lose, or draw or whatever, and let them see it. And so leading from the front, that speaks to his character, and so I'm happy to have him on the team. Outstanding. Well, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
So, I think let's talk about who's still around.
So just for the fans that are keeping track, we got 10 picks left. So teams are now really going to get made. Right now is when the strategy for the night's coming up. are really going to get made. So next best available. I think you know who it is.
All right, guys. With our next pick, this is a man that I have been trying to quietly let slip and hope nobody did their research on him. But I don't feel like I can safely let him sit any longer before somebody's going to take him. So I'm going with Mr. Jacob Mashburn.
Oh,
there we go. I mean, following the trend, picking your guy. Obviously, a student of yours. So I guess tell everyone at home a little bit about him.
Well, put it this way. My goal with every round of this draft has been to pick people that I could see winning the entire thing. Jacob absolutely falls into that category. I know he's only been training for a few years. He's a blue belt. He can submit anybody on the planet if you let him play his game. He is unbelievably dangerous. He has learned the game far, far faster than I have. He is a handful for anybody, and if you've done your research on him, you know that he is not your typical blue belt. That is for darn sure.
Yeah, I mean, did a ton of improvement from the two, in between the two qualifiers. I mean, that was just a handful of months. And, from that last qualifier until you get him here in a couple weeks for the PGF, I mean, I got to imagine you've taken him even farther.
Well, he's a sponge, man. You show him something once and he'll do it perfectly forever. Like, I have to work on something, over and over and over again, and I'll start to get it down. You show it to him once and he's got it. You combine that with the fact that he's unbelievably strong. He has grips like an absolute hydraulic vice. He knows exactly how to get into his game and has unbelievable cardio. There is not a single person in this entire roster that would love to have him matched up.
Right on. Thank you, Caleb. All right. So,
yeah, we're getting down to the nitty gritty right now.
Right. So I do have to say, I'm surprised this person hasn't been picked yet. And unfortunately, Egg isn't there to go on a whole spiel about it. But I'll go ahead and say, Egg's back.
What? I'm sorry, guys. Family happens, etc.
Sometimes. But Egg, I'm surprised that this person hasn't been picked yet.
What are you talking about, Matthew Boyles?
Yeah, Matty B still on the board.
I mean, come on. He's a season 3 freaking alum. I mean, granted, he was a runner-up at the Battle Rama, but come on, he did the G move. He had the invite, and he went to another tournament, and he took out Manning Leverett. I mean, that's why I had him ranked so high. Like, he impressed all of us with that. I mean, his motor, and if you want somebody to wear down your opponents, he's your guy. But
yeah, Matty's definitely the guy. He has a lot of heart. Keeps on going after it, right? Like what was it? When was the 10th planet Atlanta qualifier from last season, right? Where we saw him just go at it like a horse, right? Like, dude, it was ridiculous.
Handsome Kevin threw him like crazy, and he just sprung right up and kept going after him. It was phenomenal. But I think our next pick is in.
The next pick is in.
All right. So my next pick gonna be Juan Martinez.
That Juan. Hey, how to get the joke in.
There you go. So brown belt, the head instructor at Childress BJJJ. Timmy J's there, but out of Pueblo, Colorado. Obviously flew out to 2 different qualifiers. What made you pick him, sir?
One, he got the experience. He's a brown belt, so that means he got the mat time versus the rest of the guys I see that was left. He seems dedicated that he really wanted to be in this show. He went to multiple qualifiers and he just kept going until he got on the show.
Yeah, I got a little inside information. I mean, he kind of comes from originally more of a traditional jiu-jitsu school, but he kind of brought leg locks to that school. Him and his girlfriend would train an hour after the sessions, just drilling leg locks for months, and then just got really outstanding at them and started teaching everyone. So he's got that heart, he's got that dedication. He really wants to learn this stuff and master it. So I think you got a good pick there.
Yeah. And my second pick gonna be Matthew Boyles.
There we go. Matty B. What's up, Kara? Obviously a fan favorite. We were talking about before, but a man that he's going to put his head down. He's going to keep coming after you. Like, you kind of joke about, he doesn't weather the storm. He is the storm, and you have to weather him. What do you think about him, Kemoy?
From what I see, he looks like a real game grappler. He looks like, got a crazy gas tank. He just coming out there right out the gate, looking for the kill. And as always, those are the kind of guys I want on my squad. I want guys that's going to come out there, that's going to push a pace, that's coming to destroy and take everything.
Yeah, completely agree. Obviously, we're huge fans. I mean, we sponsored him for qualifiers. Yeah, he's outstanding. But I think we either have next pick, or actually we're going to start talking about the best available. So thank you, Coach. So what do we got? About 7 picks left.
Check that. All right, so we have 1, 3, 4, 5, 7.
One person. Oh, sorry, go ahead. 7?
No, you had it right. Sorry. I was
6. Okay. So, I mean, another surprising thing, we saw it happen in season 3, but we have a black belt that's slowly sneaking down the list. What do you think about that, Miggy?
I think it's going to make some great mic talk, with whenever we get their thoughts. Right on.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we can no longer make that joke. Oh,
hey, the next pick is in.
All right, it is my turn. I am next going with Mr. Jacob Arp.
Nice.
We go from motor to motor, right? Just another guy that has that same type of Matthew Boyle. I mean, they were training partners. He actually called out Matthew Boyle saying that he has the last win. What made you pick Mr. Arp, sir?
Absolutely. You're probably noticing a little bit of a trend here. I am a big fan of guys that push the cardio, push the conditioning, and I think this year that's going to matter more than even in the past seasons. With the quintet format, there's going to be some very grueling nights, and I want people that are able to step up to that. He's, very well-rounded, very dangerous. He comes from a Pedro background like I do, so I have a lot of understanding of what kind of a game he likes to play, where he's coming from, as he adapts more that traditional style to the more modern competition scene. I think he has a lot of tools that's gonna make him very, very, very dangerous. I think even over the course of the week, you're gonna see him kind of explode into an opponent that nobody wants to deal with.
Outstanding. Thank you, Coach. I think, Miggy, we're seeing a trend here where, as Caleb just mentioned, that they have just a
team cardio
short amount of
right there.
Well, team cardio, but also amongst all the coaches, I think they all realize they have a short window of time to be able to influence their players. And so if they have insight into those competitors already, have a relationship or have a similar background, that makes it easier for them to, use them in their game plan to be able to shape them. But again, we've talked about, the pick is in, sir.
Next pick is in.
I'm going to go with Nick Sahf. I don't know, am I saying that correct?
Sounds about right.
I believe so, sir. A late addition.
So he's a young guy, tough. I know he trains with my doppelganger, Johnny Buck. We get jokes about that all the time. So I know he's going to have a tough, gritty style, and I like that. I personally like that kind of tough, gritty style, and so I wanted to snag him up at this point in the picks.
Yeah, outstanding. So training less than 2 years, was with Johnny Bucket Road Combat Club out in Nashville, competed out there, had a great qualifier in Nashville. And then just recently moved up to Decatur to start training with BMAC. So
cool.
Going to start having a home field advantage, not a long commute for him.
Nice. Yeah. And, I think there's something to like these guys who really go all in on the jiu-jitsu, or in, they're blue belts or they're young people, there's something to that. Cause they may be a blue belt or a purple belt or whatever, but that sort of masks like what it's like to actually roll with them. I've had guys that were just quote blue belts, just purple belts, and then you roll with them in the gym, and they're an absolute nightmare because they've got that youthful body, they've got a hunger, they want to get after it, and that's something that I think he'll help bring to the team.
Outstanding, thank you, Coach. So, Miggy, who do you have for your best available, or because I know people are disagreeing with me now.
yeah, people are. I no longer know what to expect.
Well played, sir. Obviously, talking about Eric Longer, 10th Planet Crystal City, gym owner and black belt, PGF season 1 and 3 alum. Again, really excited to see because now we're getting down to his weight class. So I think he's gonna be a force now. So it should be exciting. But we'll see. I mean, obviously, I think another guy that's gonna surprise a lot of people would be the old Billy Baxter. He's had some success against other competitors that's already been picked ahead. What do you think, Miggy?
All I think is, right, Billy, just be sure, right? Wait until you know you can leave. I just have to emphasize this, Billy. Like, just make sure, right, that you know they say, all right, guys, we're done for today, because you know.
Yeah. So Mickey's got a little inside joke here because that Fort Myers qualifier, the commissioner Brandon McCaffrey was so excited about. It was almost like Oprah, like you have an invite, and so Billy Baxter almost got an invite in this first qualifier, but he left early. And so he didn't get his invite, so he had to come to was it 2 or 3 more qualifiers before he got in. But he kept coming.
He had it.
Yeah,
he was on the cusp. He was like, "Peace," and
yeah, it'll be exciting. His game is a little bit different than everyone else's, so I think he could be a lot of fun out there seeing him, and he might catch people off guard because he is a little different. Obviously we talked about Eric. Who else we have? I mean, Alex Hall's out there.
Alex Hall, great kid from Ironclad.
Yeah,
I can never pronounce Charles' last name.
Muxo, I believe. Chaz. Let's call him Chaz. He goes by Chaz.
Chaz.
I mean, I had to pick somebody last. But I mean, here's the thing. He's of the small size group. He is undersized, and that's one of the reasons the commissioner picked him. Is he wants that story. But we've seen it so many times before. Undersized guys come in PGF seasons and they throw a wrinkle in people's game.
The pick is in.
There we go.
Yeah, so I think I'm the only one who hasn't picked 2 females, right? At this point, is that true?
Me, I believe you're keeping track.
Yeah. So
I've
got
just need one more.
I'm gonna take Claire. Yeah, I think she's gonna do great. You know what I mean? Like obviously, going in, I would have liked to have gotten both of the girls that were actually my students for this, but it's really odd, having the 2 separate things, and then everything's mixed in. You gotta kind of give up one pick to get another pick, and it's very odd. I think there's a lot more tactic and strategy that goes into a quintet. So securing those spots was really important. So on and so forth. Also, the women don't have a finale, so it's okay, it's just it's hard to weigh all of that out. But this is not bad for me at all. Brianna and Claire are gonna do great. I'm gonna coach them to the best of my ability to do the things that these other girls aren't ready to deal with. I don't know that I'll coach against my own girls, but we'll see what happens when we get there. But either way, Claire is my next choice. I think she's going to do phenomenal. So, yeah. Yeah,
there you go. We got purple belt out of 10th Planet, Huntsville and Florence, BJJ. Been training for a long time, even though she's a young lady. But sir, you are also on the clock again. So what's your next pick?
So I'm going to go with Eric. I kind of crazy that Eric hasn't been picked yet. I think maybe either people just don't know him, or they watched the 170 and they were just he didn't really go out and dominate people, but also he's not a big guy for 170. You know what I mean? Some of the guys in the 170 are big guys for 170. Elijah's 6'2" or something like that. You know what I'm saying? The guys just aren't big for that. I think he's going to do great in the season. He wasn't on my original list just because of the way I wanted to structure strategically my 5 guys, but when I saw him there, I was like, bro, I have to go with Eric. I mean, come on, man, guy's good at jiu-jitsu. What's he doing still left in the thing,
No, you're completely right. I mean, obviously some of those guys were ginormous cutting down to 170. So it'd be exciting to see him at his natural weight class. All right, well, thank you,
He's
Coach.
No longer on the board.
No longer on the board. You got it. All right, so we're at the home stretch. Just a handful of people left. Chewy's going to be coming up here in a second. So we got Billy Baxter left, Alex Hall and Chaz Muxo. So we'll see who's on the board next. I mean, out of these, who do you pick, Miggy?
Just because I give him so much, I'd have to go with Billy B. I feel like he has something to prove this season, right? Again, how do you win it? 5 minutes? 5 minutes. Or what's the Justin Timberlake song? 4 minutes, I believe.
Oh, man, I'm too old for that.
To save the world. Hey, it's a random fact that I know. I don't know why I know it, but it applies in this moment. Oh, the next pick is in.
There we go.
I'm going to go with Alex Hall out of Ironclad HQ, the purple belt. It's tough purple belt, right? And then I've watched him. He's got takedowns. He's got legs. He can take the back. He's got good submissions, and he's got good experience. And so, looking at the roster, I wanted to snag him for the team. I keep saying that, but kind of looking at who we got right there. I was watching some of his matches, and he's a tough kid.
No, outstanding. So it's interesting. It seems like everyone has kind of had their people they're looking for, and it's all kind of worked out. So it's interesting, just the dynamics of all of the different coaches and what you're looking for.
I generally like, and again, this could be wrong or right, I don't know, but I generally like people that have a lot of tools in the belt, so to speak, relative to their games, you know what I mean? And so when I see someone that can mix it up, whether it be takedown, whether it be leg locks, whether it be, the back attacks or anything like that, I always like to, I like those people. Just their jiu-jitsu naturally sort of is something that I like to watch and I like to be involved with. And so, if I'm going to coach, that's what I want to coach.
Outstanding. Well, thanks for the pick, Coach. So we're down to 2, Mickey. It's a question: who's going to be last? Who's going to be Mr. Irrelevant? And again, that's a term of art, not poking fun at anyone. That's just what they call the last person.
I don't.
It's a term of art.
I specifically had a conversation with you about this.
It's just a term. I'm not picking on anyone.
Why you? Come on, dog.
Egg's all about the controversy.
It's not, you guys are all so touchy. Here's
Egg is just trying to turn the PGF into the TMZ, my man. You need to cut it out.
No one has been picked that yet, so I'm not going to keep it going. But we're on a draft, and it's a term. Man, you guys are all.
It's a what? In quotation marks, term of art. Oh.
It is. And tell me I'm wrong. Google that stuff. Google it. People at home, Google it. See what it is, and it'll tell you exactly.
You're wrong.
With friends like this, who needs enemies, right? Thanks, guys. Anyway, so
you definitely don't need enemies, bro.
I love the floating head coming in and just Wallow dropping this.
Freaking Cheshire cat over here. Got the smile and talking smack and then beaming back out. Nice. All right, so we got 2 left, Billy Baxter and Chaz Muxo. We're almost.
The pick is in.
Pick is in.
What's up, guys? Hey, before I make my pick, I do have to say that, I was giving Egg a hard time earlier about the whole Tara situation, and with me lucking out and getting her on my team, that's not going to change this season, let's be honest. But before he and I are at each other's throats, I will say he is right. Mr. Irrelevant is a term that comes from football. He was not the first guy to come up with that. It's not an insult. It is simply a term for how the draft shapes out.
Turn off this guy's mic.
That being said,
we're permanently removing Caleb from the stream.
That being said, as Tara Larosa's cut, Coach, I hate your guts.
Okay.
Just saying that right now.
That's a good coach right there.
Got it,
coach.
Professionally, that's a requirement at this point.
You're backing your competitor, so got it. Respect, but
how it is.
Cool.
All right, let's get to the pick. With my final pick, I am really excited that I was able to get this guy. I think he is also extremely undervalued, Mr. Billy Baxter.
There you go, purple belt of Inside Control Academy out of St. Petersburg, Florida. As Mickey said, if he just stuck around for a couple more minutes, he wouldn't have had to go to any more qualifiers, but he did. He showed the dedication. So what makes you pick him, Caleb?
Well, he is very well-rounded. Like I said, that's probably a kind of a recurring theme. He's dangerous in a number of different areas. He puts on a very high pace on his opponents. I think he's going to be kind of like the little Elkins of this season, He's going to be exciting no matter what. He might get caught, but man, he's going to catch some people that he's not supposed to catch, and he is not somebody that anyone can sleep on. He has the tools to beat anybody, and like I said, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, it's surprising. I'm trying to go off my recollection because I'm trying to remember everyone's records here, but I think he stole a match from Stephen Dana at one of those qualifiers.
He did. He does have a win over Stephen Dana. You're absolutely right.
I mean, think about that guy. Second to last guy picked in the draft to get down.
Dana's a
first
killer.
rounder.
There's no question. Yeah, Stephen Dana's amazing. He's an incredible grappler, but Billy beat him.
There you go. All right, so now we're ready for the last pick.
Yeah, so as you guys know, the last available person is Charles Maximo.
Yeah, it's picking Chaz. There we go. Blue belt and a black tie, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Cape Coral, Florida. One of the reasons the commissioner picked him is he just improved a ton. He was at the Fort Myer qualifier in PGF season 3, came back for PGF season 4. I think he actually got a decision win over Billy Baxter, or I think it was a decision win. He might have had a submission, but he has a win over Billy Baxter. Just a guy that's super dedicated. So there you go, Coach. How you feel about your team that you put together?
I think we got a pretty good, solid team. Yeah, I think we up there. I think we're gonna come out with some wins. We got some killers, some guaranteed killers. Then yeah, I think we good.
Outstanding. Oh, so now we're bringing all the coaches in here. Going to get some of their final thoughts on their teams.
What's up, guys?
Oh, so gentlemen, who's winning?
We haven't started the matches yet.
Well,
Right? It's like everything looks like one thing on paper, but you guys, everybody knows at the end of the day when the matches start, that's when everything's decided, right? So that's the way I look at it.
all four of us have enough time spent coaching to know how true that is. The fact is, we can do all the work and all the research and all the coaching and all the training. At the end of the day, you're the guy, you're the girl out there. Mm-hmm. It's in your hands, and I believe in you, and I want the best for you. But hey, it's up to you, and I get it. It's not an easy job to be a competitor. I think that the guys and girls that I picked is an unbelievable team. I'm kind of shocked that I was able to get the names that I did. But just like Chewy said, man, now the chips fall where they may, and now the fun part starts.
One thing I do want to say, though, I feel like out of all the coaches, it's mainly the 10th Planet guys that have the most experience in quintet matches. Because a lot of people don't know there's lots of strategies that go into quintet as a coach. And I don't know how well Chewy and Caleb is experienced with quintet, but a lot of us.
Well, I guess we'll find out, won't we, Kemoy?
You said what?
I said, I guess we're going to find out, aren't we, Kemoy?
Yeah, we are, but I just feel like the 10th Planet guys, we grew up in quintet.
We'll see.
We definitely did. I think 10th Planet Atlanta is the official New Way Quintet team champions. I think we won 4 of their events in a row, quintet. So we definitely do a lot of quintet. I'm not saying you guys don't know what you're doing. I'm just saying we do a lot of quintet. He is right. We actually do that a lot, and we do them at HQ constantly. So.
And I want to point this out. Yeah. I am a part of the HQ winning quintet team.
There you go.
Let's just point that out real quick.
So Kemoy has experience both as a competitor and now I'm going to take that and put it to being a coach for quintet. So it's throwing down the gauntlet a little bit, gentlemen.
Well, it's kind of cool. There's no other real coaching contests in jiu-jitsu. Whenever we go and we coach our athletes, it's not really a coaching contest. We don't really play that big of a part in the outcome of what's going on in the match, right? We just try to prepare our athletes and be there for them and help them, guide them through it. But it's not really us versus the other coach. It's our athletes versus each other, or whatever the case may be. But this is an actual coaching competition. Last season, this is the way I approached it. I was it's a coaching competition, so I'm going to try to coach and see how I stack up. So I'm just going to do that again. So it should be super fun. Can't wait. I'm sure we're going to have a great time kicking it all week as usual. And I'm pumped to see what my team can do. I got the one I wanted, so we'll see.
Outstanding. So I'll go around in the draft order for final thoughts. So Kemoy, your final thoughts on the season, the draft?
I'm really excited. Like Sean said, we the coaches, but it's all about the athletes. I'm excited. I'm a real competitor, whether I'm in there or I'm on the side. I'm all in, and I'm ready to win. I just want to win.
Outstanding. And Caleb?
To the other coaches, I got to say, I'm a big fan of all you guys. It's an honor to be on this season. I can't wait for the competition side of things to get going, but it's going to be a lot of fun. It's an honor. To the athletes on my team, I am extremely excited to have all of you guys and girls. Like, scrolling down the list, I cannot believe that I was able to get all of these names. This is kind of remarkable. This is about best case scenario for the different scenarios that I played out for the draft. To the fans, thank you for tuning in for the draft episode, and I cannot wait to see you guys all for the regular season.
And Chewy.
Man, I'm excited with the squad that I have, and so I think, like Caleb said, I'm excited to just get down there and, like Sean said, kind of kick it, do jiu-jitsu, coach against each other, be competitive, and have a blast with this really cool organization. And with all the people that were in there, I mean, there's a lot of really good grapplers, and so it's going to be fun to see what happens in a few weeks.
No, you already kind of wrapped it up. Any saved rounds, Sean?
I mean, no, we're just gonna have a good time. Like, we have a lot of other stuff going on around that time. You know what I mean? A VBI like the week before and things like that. So we got a lot of my focus is spread pretty thin. But yeah, like, I'm just excited to come and hang out and just like be a part of everything again and kick it with everybody. Like, for me, that's the best part. Like if I win and stuff, that's cool. If I don't win, like, that's cool too. You know what I mean? It's just like a game and it's fun, and you know what I mean? Like also, like, I don't have to do the hard part, which is actually get out there and fight all these people. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That is true.
Yeah. So anyway, I just have a good time, man. I'm excited.
Hey, outstanding, gentlemen. Hey, really appreciate you all coming out here, spend your time with us. For all the fans out there, hey, 26 to 29 October coming up just around the corner. It will be live on Brandon McCathron's YouTube channel and in person. It will be at Becoming Church, where we had the finales all before. It'll be at noon Central Time. Again, live broadcast on YouTube, or hey, come on in person. If you got one of those PGF NFTs, you get them for free. So again, gentlemen, fans, thank you all. It's been an amazing time, and I think we're getting out of here.
See you guys.